counts of school shootings from West Paducah, Kentucky to Columbine, the shooters had been repeatedly bullied.
All of them stand accused of harassing and bullying the 15-year-old so much she committed suicide.
They say this went on for years,
She
and
says her
eventually
classmates
their
began a campaign of
Five kids have taken their own lives,
Count
all
as many as
related
1
to
in 3
bullying.
kids is being victimized.
I'm Timothy De La Ghetto. My name is Chester C. Hi, my name is Ryan Higa.
Hi, we're the Shaytards.
Based on power.
My name is Mike Tompkins, and I was bullied.
I'm Olga Kay, and I was bullied. I've been bullied, but I've also been a bully.
For reasons I do not know, I decided to pick on a few people. I'd be lying if I said I didn't pick on a few people. It's one of those things when you look back, it just seems so ridiculous. So ridiculous that you would pick on someone just because you feel like you can.
I was just kind of mean probably through high school. Just an angry kid, and I kind of just grew out of it.
I just remember feeling like it would sort of up my cred, sort of make me fit in to pick on the kid.
Just like sick to my stomach that I had, made fun of this other kid just to make myself probably feel better and feel like I'm fitting in with the other kids because I didn't have a lot of friends either.
It was a lot of people doing one thing and they seem to be having fun and you just get swept up with it and say, yes, I'm going to follow along.
It's just easy to get caught up in that when you just want to be a part of the group, And I feel like that's how a lot of bullying just kind of happens.
You're either on the end of being bullied or on the end of being the bully, or both at one point or another in your life. And I got to experience both.
In response to being ignored, in response to being just brushed off, I felt like, well, if people can do that to me, I can do that to other people.
I just remember feeling that this is what it must feel like to be on the other end, to be the one to be making fun of someone else, and this is the gratification they get from that.
I kind of have been in that group that's been picking on somebody or making somebody cry, and you don't really think about it when you're in the moment, just because you're like, oh, everybody's making fun of this person, who cares,
Hey guys, my name is Ricky Shucks, and I've never been bullied. I've never been a bully, but I have witnessed it.
Hi, my name is David Choi, and I have witnessed bullying.
I've witnessed bullying, and it's a very tricky thing because I would be there watching the bullying happening and felt very helpless.
One time I was in high school and my friend was getting beat up by this kid, and I remember everybody got around in a circle to watch the fight. And I could have jumped in and helped him, but I didn't. I just stayed there and watched because I didn't want everybody to be I didn't want to cause a scene, and I didn't want to get in the middle of it.
One story that sticks out of my mind, this kid was a friend of mine actually. He was tiny and he got bullied for a long time, and one day he moved to a new city and decided no more. But instead of standing up for himself, he became the bully, and bullying turned into gang banging, turned into armed robbery, and now he's in prison for a really long time.
I was never really bullied, but it didn't make me feel good when I saw my, let's say, friends. They weren't really friends, but they would laugh at someone who's a little different, a little weird, but you don't want to laugh at them, and it just make me feel uncomfortable.
Looking back now, I should have done something. I should have spoken up or said something, but back then I just thought if I go and say something, I'm going to be the one getting bullied, and I didn't want that.
I did witness one on the playground, kids that were bullying another kid, and when I asked them to stop, I told them to stop, parents on the playground gave me a dirty look like I did something wrong.
Hi, my name is Ryan Higa, and I was bullied.
My name is Mike Tompkins, and I was bullied.
Hi, I'm Jax Films, and I was bullied.
Nobody there was really racist, it's just I know that I was different from the majority. So I got picked on a lot.
When I first moved to the United States, I didn't speak much English. I didn't know how to speak the language. I couldn't make any friends because there weren't any Brazilian kids.
It's tough to be a Middle Eastern 12-year-old in your middle school after 9/11, and you're the only Middle Eastern kid in your school.
I went from a happy kid who, got along with all the cool kids and was just like everybody else. And then things started happening.
I think whenever someone's thrown into a new environment,
they sometimes deal with these type of problems.
If you didn't play hockey, if you didn't play sports, then you weren't cool. And I was into theater, I was into music.
Like a lot of people, I was an outcast. I was punk, and it was definitely not cool to be punk.
They were my friends, but they would like beat me up a lot. They would like hit me and hurt me and like call me a lot of names.
I just kept telling myself, well, you know, they're kind of friendly to me, even though they're picking on me. You know, they must be. I think that's what friends are.
I used to be called monkey, eyebrow, just really mean things about my appearance.
These girls would kind of move over to the side if they were passing you in the hallway and bump you with their backpacks and bark at us like dogs, or throw something at us if we were walking down the hall.
People will push you away and think you're so weird. So they start to call you names or push you up against lockers or treat you like an outcast.
I didn't have any girlfriends in high school. I know a lot of people made fun of me or thought I was weird or didn't talk to me. And it hurt a lot.
When I was a teenager, a few members of my family bullied me by putting me down and telling me how I'm not good enough to succeed on my own. They were just trying to better themselves and put me down so they feel better about themselves.
I used to have to take really long scenic routes home from school just to avoid the bully that would beat me up on the way home.
The toughest thing was just having to know that every single day I was going to get bullied.
I was always a weird kind of kid in elementary school. Weird in that I guess I was kind of eccentric in nerdy areas. But I guess I was also a little effeminate. They always called me faggot, you know, fag guy, just stuff like that, and it got to me.
This was me, and I was wearing all black, and I would just cover my whole body because I was so embarrassed by the way that I looked, mostly because of what other kids would say.
I'm constructed out of Slim Jims and lollipop sticks. So I was a pretty easy target I was an easy win in a fight for anybody at my schools.
You go into a new neighborhood and you're different from the other kids, so the kids would mess with us, they would hit us and, you know, talk about us, call us names and everything because we were, you know, different.
Being the outsider was very difficult, you know, especially because I was so shy.
I remember when I was in 7th grade, there was one guy, he was a much bigger guy, and for no reason at all, he would just threaten to beat me up. We were just waiting, pretending to keep working and wait for him to leave so I didn't have to leave near him when we exited.
He used to come up to me in the lunchroom and just like punch me in the arm. And I remember I was like, it hurt. And I didn't know what to do because I thought, you know, somebody should say something, or maybe I should say something. Or I thought maybe the lunch lady would say something because I'm in the lunchroom.
I would go home and wish that I looked just like a regular white guy that wouldn't get any attention. I just wanted to live my life in school slipping under the radar.
I used to make excuses why I couldn't go to school, whether I had like a headache or a stomach ache, or I had a whole bunch of really creative excuses.
I stayed home a lot from school, and mom didn't quite understand what was going on. She thought I was like just sick all the time, but really I was just afraid to go to school.
I was so depressed about being at school. I did not want to be there. Didn't really want to be at home, didn't really want to be anywhere. Like what type of identity do you have when that is your life? It was better to be bullied than to be with nobody, I guess.
I thought about suicide a lot of times, and I know there's a lot of kids these days thinking about that too, the same thing.
It felt like I was helpless because there wasn't anything I could do to change it. I couldn't change my walk. I was taking ballet lessons to try to correct, because when you're pigeon-toed you turn all the way in with your feet, and ballet you turn all the way out, so it seems like that would correct it, but it didn't.
And you just kind of want to like put on a sweater and like, you know, ball up and go into your own little shell because you feel like they're thinking these things about me, they must think they're true.
I remember I just got like really mad and I acted like it didn't bother me, but it did a lot.
Everyone was doing the pull-ups in elementary school, part of like the physical education class, and I fell because I couldn't even hold my own weight, and the whole class was laughing, and I was so embarrassed I couldn't even go back to school for a few days.
They make fun of how I talked and, you know, where I was from and what I wore, and it wasn't
there was nothing I could do. You don't think about it, but all of that bullying makes you so angry. It makes you so defensive.
A bunch of other people came, beat me up, of course, and then pulled a gun on me. At that point, I was like, this could be it.
I never got physically abused in bullying. It was all just verbal abuse. And hardly abuse. It was just a few incidences, but I never forgot it.
Emotional abuse is probably the worst type of abuse to have to deal with.
I think verbal can be a lot more hurting than punching someone. Some people really take that to heart and they could be messed up for the rest of, their life.
And to think I could have given someone else a problem that they might struggle with for the rest of their life, with confidence, with anything, it kills me.
Bullying is not worth it. Not worth it. It ruins lives.
I've dealt with cyberbullying. There was a girl that just did not like me and would leave the meanest comments, and when I first saw them, I kind of just tried to brush them off, but it's something that you think about and it's hard to get that out of your mind. And then I started to dwell on the things that she would say.
I have trichotillomania, I have an eating disorder. Not all of that is because of other people, but a big part of it is.
Bullying is not cool, and you might be doing it and not even know it.
If you're being singled out, if you're being made to feel like threatened or even name calling, that's a form of bullying.
For those of you who have bullied, I feel for you because you're feeling hurt, so you try to put your hurt on someone else.
If you are someone that bullies others, my suggestion is to find confidence in yourself that you don't have to bring your outlet on others.
So if you're feeling insecure, just remember not to use that kind of energy to put other people down so you feel better about yourself.
Violence or negative energy that you're giving to somebody else, it's going to come back around.
So in many cases, bullies are going through a lot of turmoil themselves and they don't really know how to handle it, and so sometimes they take it out on other people.
And if you're going through something bad, maybe it will help you guys if you will be nice.
It feels so much better to make people feel good about themselves than it does to make them feel bad about themselves.
I feel like if you're being a bully, you need to stop and think about what is making you hurt inside and get help for that.
If you see it happening, don't participate in it just to make the bullies feel more powerful or to make yourself feel better.
Take your surroundings in and look around you and see who's hurting or who's kind of shelling up or being quiet. Go over and say hi or smile or write them a note or invite them to sit with you at lunch.
Just be at least nice to everybody. You don't have to hang out with them every time. You don't have to be texting with them or whatever it is, but just be nice to people.
It's that one small step that you can take that really will kind of influence everyone else, that can help put an end to that type of thing,
If someone had done that for me, I think my school experience would have been so different.
Just stop and think, why am I doing this? Who am I trying to impress?
Really, all it takes is one person to just kind of say, hey, you know what, this isn't cool, or you know what, man, maybe we should chill, because a lot of them kind of feel that way, but you're afraid to stand up because you want to be a part of the group.
I have a message to all the kids out there being bullied right now. All I have to say is, I don't personally think it's ever going to stop. I just have to say to you that know that it's going to get better. There's a way out, so don't do anything stupid.
Kids who are bullying you, for the most part, they're just looking for a weakness.
If you're getting bullied, by giving that bully the ability to keep bullying you, they're just going to keep doing it.
That's how I got out of it. I started to make fun of myself so that these kids couldn't make fun of me. It wouldn't win because I would be making the joke.
Another way to reflect bullies is to just make their words seem like they don't affect you.
I was like, alright, I'll just start making fun of myself. And it's an easier way to kind of divert the attention. Instead of it the bullying coming at you, you bounce it right back.
You don't want to show that you're weak, because if you show you're weak, they're just going to keep picking on you. So stand up for yourself, be confident.
I should have stood up for me and my friends and been like, you know what, this isn't normal. You don't have to single us out. You don't have to treat us like this.
If you see other people being picked on, you can stand up for that person and say, stop it.
What do we talk about when someone's being mean to you? What should we do to them?
Say stop it.
It's kind of hard to do anything because kids are tricky. They can hide what they're doing.
A lot of kids go through stuff and they hide everything, and they hide things from their friends and they hide things from their parents because they don't want other people to know that they're going through pain. I just feel bad that so many kids go through this. Still.
Tell somebody. Tell your teacher, tell your parents, tell someone. You have to tell somebody.
Once in a while, I think it's a good idea to have a talk with your kid. Just try to find out, you know, hey, who are you hanging out with? You know, you're not hanging out with the crowd that's bullying other kids, are you? And just kind of pick their brain a little bit, because if you can find out early enough, you can prevent some of that stuff.
I feel like if I didn't go through all of that, I probably wouldn't be who I am today. So I'm really thankful, and you try to, you know, take all your life experiences and turn them into something positive.
That's something that also I've learned to embrace and makes you a stronger person. Because later on in life, those bullies don't exist to you. They've made you stronger.
These things make you stronger when you get older. What people hated me for in middle school, people love me now for in my adult life.
That is the worst thing you can do, is to stop being who you are. Because then they win. They absolutely, that's their goal.
Try to block off all the negativity and stay with positive and be yourself and know that you are amazing and nobody can put you down because you are who you are and you're special.
Focus on being you and what's important and the friends that you have.
You can find friends that will watch your back rather than pick on you. And try to understand that people are different, and it's a beautiful thing. Don't see differences as something to pick on, but see it as something to embrace and learn from.
Everyone has a story, and everyone at one point has felt like they weren't worth anything, but you are.
Life really matters. These people are so insignificant to you, and you realize that they're lost mentally, and that you've won the battle in life.
Treat people how you want to be treated. Simple as that.
We can't continue to watch more children die as a result of teasing and taunting and physical abuse. So we gotta stop bullying.
No
to bullying.
No to bullying.
No to bullying.
No to bullying.
No
to bullying.
No to bullying.
No to bullying.
No
to
bullying.
No
to
bullying.
No to bullying.
Be nice.
We just want to send a big, huge thank you out to everybody who was a part of this documentary.
And thank you for allowing us in your homes. You were all so amazing, and thank you for sharing your stories.
And if you yourself are going through a rough time and need someone to talk to, we're going to list a bunch of hotlines in the description that you can call.